What is going on, everybody? We are here at VIR today. We're in the race car, obviously racing. Nothing has changed since my last event. Card of that up here if you want to see the last track day, or I'm sorry, last race at NJMP. Now I did well at NJMP running ST1 because that's an Aero track, and I know it like the back of my hand because that used to be my home track. So yeah, I mean, a little underpowered or overweight, however you want to consider it, for ST2. But we'll kind of see what we can do. I think I'll be able to do respectable lap times. Kind of just a regular race weekend. Better knock on wood just in case something happens. I think there's 5 of us. Should be a fun weekend. See what we can do. Oh, since my car isn't quite an ST2 car, like I said, I'll see what I can do. But since I have 315 Hoosiers on it that are relatively new, they were fresh at the NJMP race. My personal goal was to set a new personal best. Earlier this season, another car to that track day up here, I took the race car one day and the GT350 the next day. It was darn near 90 degrees, and I did a 201.9 on super old Hoosiers with 275s on the front. So the 315s, cooler weather, fresher, I don't know. I think a sub 2 might be reaching a little far, but we'll see what we can do. You know, have fun. We're at the track, can't complain. So sitting in grid, waiting to go out. Obviously got my shifter fixed. There was just like a little set screw in there that came loose. The vibration, I ended up rotating tires, and while I was doing that, my right rear axle nut started coming off, so the bearing started to loosen up. So that was probably some of the vibration as well. So hopefully those two things, you know, we're kind of good to go. I don't have a single green lap yet today, so first green laps are going to be during the race. So that was it for the race. It wasn't even a race. Did we even get, we didn't even get a full lap. So we got green lap. Second lap around, we got yellow in the back here. A bunch of parade laps, and then only one green, which isn't really a full lap because you're starting the lap slow. But anyways, some positive takeaways. The shaking is gone, or at least like mostly gone. So that's a win. Probably definitely that rear axle bearing. The other thing, I looked at my data. Oops. I did download my data, even though we didn't get any like raw lap time. I was looking at top speed on the back straight because this is my first event here with the semi-flat floor. I'm calling it a semi-flat floor because it's kind of like two pieces with a big gap down the center for the transmission and everything. Picked up about mile an hour, mile and a half, like on average, when I did get to go full speed down the back straight. So that's a little bit of a positive takeaway. Downside, I had to fix my shifter again. When I tightened it up earlier, I must have just had some little setting or something off. It just wasn't quite right. So I couldn't get into second, and then like fourth was like, it was almost like hitting like a wall. Like it would go into gear, but it just wouldn't, I don't know, it didn't feel right. It was very odd. So I just adjusted that. No need to change the car. It's not like I even really did anything to know what needs changing. So we do have another race a little bit later this afternoon. Hopefully it's a little more worth our time than this, because so far it's like haven't really gotten any good laps or anything. So we'll see what happens. Jeez, I'm blinded. All right, guys, that race went much better. The shifter working correctly was nice. No vibration, but I kind of knew that from the first race. Trying to think if there was any takeaways. Oh, a new personal best with a 2:01.0 something. So super close to 2 O's. That race was really tricky because up through like Oak Tree was really bad. The sun was like right in your eyes. You know, so giving up some time there. A couple spots, the sun was just, you know, didn't make it easy. Tomorrow, we got one more race and we'll see how we do then. But I think that's about it today. All right, guys, it's Sunday morning. Today's schedule is a little bit of a funny one. Since it's the last event of the season, both races were yesterday. Today they do what's called a Beast of the East, which is you're basically you're gridded in classes based on qualifying times from yesterday. So kind of almost like brackets. But if you remember my shifter issue yesterday, I never really qualified. So out of the whole entire field, I think I'm starting second to last, even though I'm one of the quicker cars in the whole group. So that'll be kind of interesting. Car was good after yesterday's race. Did a few little checkovers. Should be good to go. So yeah, it'll be just kind of passing a bunch of people for a while. Since it's just effectively a fun race, if you will, I don't know if I'm going to do the whole 40-minute race, because 40 minutes of just driving for technically nothing is kind of a lot of wear and tear on your car. If I do find myself in clean air or can get like a really clean lap, I'm going to try and get into 2 O's, because yesterday I went back and looked. My best was a 2:01.057, I think it was. So close to those 2 O's. I think a 1:59 is kind of out of the question during a race. I am fueled up to do almost the whole event, the whole race, so the car is a little bit heavy. Oh, other thing I did last night, I did the math on how underpowered I really am. And I could have an extra 65 horsepower in ST2 as the car sits with those tires, everything, which would be really nice at this track. But yeah, I just never really got the car tuned because I never really knew what class I was going to land in with the way the classes have been going lately. So is what it is. We'll see what I can do. You know, hopefully a new personal best, but that's about it. so that's it for the weekend. As you can see, super happy finally getting into the 58s with this thing. Previous best here was a 201.9, so to get all the way into a 58.8 or 58.9, what's that, 3-second improvement on my personal best. Now I can't account all that for like one thing. You know, we got like the new floor on it, the tires as well being newer. They weren't stickers this weekend. I was just talking to Ben about this. Earlier this summer is when I did some suspension changes to make the rear much more planted, and me being able to get on the gas much sooner through, we'll call it like turn 2, and through hog pen are 2 areas I really can do it. Just kind of getting over that feeling like the car is gonna like break loose on me, just getting on the gas sooner. You know, kind of relearning the car a little bit after all these changes. So yeah, getting into the 58s, happy with that. I think that's about it. Believe it or not, it's like, I was thinking about maybe selling this car, but now that I got into the 58s and ST2's looking all right next year, might hang on to it. But I also really want to start putting time and effort into the GT350. Plenty of videos will be coming out on that one. So we'll see what I end up doing. But as always, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.